It's season 5, episode 5. It's Total Divas. It's going to be a good show. Tune in.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey.
Great song, guys.
Hey.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in on this episode of Total Divas. As you know, we have a special guest today. But before I introduce you, my name is Anissa Barr. I am the social media correspondent for XPOC12360. And TK, tell everybody where they can find you.
Hey, what's up? My name is TK Trinidad. You can find me on everything at TK Trinidad, and you can see me on a lot of things. That's it.
Hey everybody, I'm Monique Loveless, and yes, that is my real last name, as we already know. And you can find me on all platforms at Upfront with Mo.
And my name is Roger, and you can find me on Twitter under Roger_Corral. And if you find me on Instagram, Beef Supreme, it is.
Is there something that we need to know? Beef Supreme?
There is something to that.
Oh my goodness. Should I look now? Beef Supreme.
I mean, he was deep about
It's
it.
there. It's there.
Oh.
It's going to be a wild episode today, as we know. Love the panel. But today I want to introduce you somebody that is amazing in the ring. She grew from being an NXT rookie all the way as becoming a champion. When she won the champion, I cried. And if you don't believe me, check the Elimination Chamber after show. So pretty much before we get into it, I just want to introduce you. She's a former SmackDown Women's Champion, and of course the star of Total Divas. She's amazing and she's beautiful, and if you're not feeling the glow, she's gonna snatch your weed bald. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Trinity Fatu.
Hell of an intro, girl. Hell of an intro. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
That
I've
was
been working on
so
that for a whole week.
You nailed it. You got it down. You didn't miss a beat.
Yes. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor for you to be here. We are such fans of the show as well as you, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and I appreciate all the support.
Yes. And if you guys, last week was your birthday. I'm sure you had a good birthday. How was it?
I had a relaxing birthday. My husband was on tour, on a SmackDown tour in Peru and Mexico. Ooh. So this was the first birthday since we've been together that he hasn't done anything for me because he was busy and working. So I just stayed home and got caught up on sleep and relaxed, and I was totally okay with that because we're always on the go and moving so fast. And I really don't do anything for my birthday anyway. I go all out for everyone else, but for me, I'm just kind of like, oh. Okay. Yeah. So that's another day, but it wasn't bad.
And it was her dirty 30, guys.
It was. Brought in my 30s in bed watching Stranger Things.
Ooh.
That is
Nice.
Yes.
By yourself?
By myself.
Oh,
eating
Lord.
Popcorn with the lights out. Living my best life.
Did you finish all of it?
I'm on episode 5 of season 2.
Wow. That's deep.
I got to the middle. I got to like the first 2 episodes of season 1. I was like, oh no, we're watching this in the day. I'm not watching this at night. I'm good.
You know what? It's not scary, but the music gets me. Scares me.
Yeah. Well, everyone in the chat is calling you queen because you are the queen of
the glow queen.
Yes, the glow queen.
But this episode, we were able to see you and John go to the arcade, and he surprised you. And you thought it was going to be a romantic dinner, but last time he said he was a romantic dinner at a spaghetti place.
That man is full of surprises. Horrible surprises.
How did it feel when you went in and you're just like, oh, we're going to an arcade game, and you said you wanted to bring the kids first, but he was a kid himself.
Exactly. But you know what? That's the beautiful thing about John is that even though it always goes bad, he always tries, and that I can't get mad about. And that's what I love about him. He'll do anything to make me smile, make me laugh, and that's really why I fell so in love with him, because he always made me smile, he always made me laugh. I tell him all the time, the day you stop making me laugh, boy, we got problems.
Well, speaking of him making you laugh, what was that initial that attracted you to him? Like, how did
Absolutely.
you guys? I know you guys met through WWE, but how did it officially became?
We both started our. Well, you heard that story earlier. We both kind of came in the business at the same time. Well, he had been wrestling in the Indies way before, but we kind of got to the developmental FCW at the time, around the same time, and we just started conversating. We instantly were attracted to each other, but to get me, it takes way more than that. You have to have a great personality. You have to be a good human being, and those are just characteristics that John had that stood out to me from the beginning. He was always the class clown, the life of the party, and I was just so attracted to his personality.
So you're playing hard to get.
Something like that. Something like that.
The first line.
The first introduction was horrible. He tried to pick me up, or not try to pick me up, but he tried to start conversation, but he was nervous and it was awkward. And I didn't know much about wrestling, but I did at the time knew about his dad, but I didn't know that his dad was Rikishi. So his friend had a conversation with his friend earlier, about wrestling and, who did you like growing up, or who were some people you knew of? And I mentioned Rikishi, not knowing that his son is right here. And his friend goes back and tells John. So John tried to come and start a conversation with me. And he comes up to me and he's like, yeah, so I heard you like Rikishi. And I was like, uh-huh. And he was like, yeah, that guy sucks. And I was like, Jesus, okay. And then it was awkward silence. And then I was just like, and I just walked off. I was like, this guy is so weird and rude. Like, how dare you? You don't even... how about hi? What's your name?
Right.
So then later, he came and told me what was going on and kind of fixed it in the parking lot after practice, and we're taking down the ring. He was like, hey, I wasn't trying to be rude or be mean to you. I was just trying to start a conversation. Yeah, Rikishi's my dad. I'm like, why didn't you just say that from the beginning? What's with the awkwardness? And then ever since then, we were cool.
That's a risky move. What if you never saw him again?
Right.
But just being a new environment and not knowing anybody, I'm already on edge. I'm already on ice. I'm around all these men. It was only 3 girls there at the time, and then this one guy I don't even know just comes up to me and says something so random and weird. I'm like, wait, what is going on?
Speaking of what's going on, somebody in the live chat said, why is he always trying to get some in random places?
That was your next question.
Because I got the sauce, girl.
Damn. Okay now.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think he would do it in the camera if it hasn't happened prior to that. That's not
No, that's legit. That's real. That's not a game. He's like that
not a game.
all the time. I was like, brother, when we're 60, 70, are you still, he was like, oh, I'm going to always be like this. I'm like, no, you're not.
And you still always gonna have the sauce, so 60,
True.
70. 60, 70, that'll be fine.
I hope.
So, in one of the, I believe the second episode of Total Divas, all the women were doing the Money in the Bank, and you weren't a part of that. And we didn't get the chance to see your thoughts on your opinion with the Money in the Bank. Can you tell us what were your thoughts going to mind? Did you feel like you missed out on a good opportunity? Or?
I didn't. It was cool because even though I didn't get to compete, I was still a part of the storyline because they were all competing to face me. So it was bittersweet because this is a match, the first ladder match, and this is something all of us have been waiting for, and definitely one of the matches I've, in my career, have wished for and wanted to be a part of. So when it happened, I wasn't in it, but I was still a part of it. And it was cool to be the champion and have everyone, battling it out to compete against me, being the champion. So, it sucked not being in the match, but I feel like there will be more opportunities. There's still so many other barriers and things that I know are going to happen. We haven't had a tag team division yet, so I'm hoping that I'm still around to see that.
I hope so too.
Come to life, and also a battle royal.
Maybe a Royal Rumble.
A Royal Rumble.
All women Royal Rumble.
Yeah. So it's cool, and I think there will be other ladder matches.
And there will be more opportunities for you. That's great. also in one of the episodes, we were able to see the Barbie collection, and next year yours will be coming out. How do you feel knowing that you are now a fashion doll?
That is crazy.
And you're a stepmother too, so being able to give this toy to your stepdaughter, how does that feel?
It's very rewarding. Like when I came into this career and this job in this world, I had no idea. I had no expectations. I just knew I wanted to get out of my hometown and I want to continue to grow. And I just wanted to try something new. And coming into wrestling, I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to get on TV. I'm going to get a doll. I'm going to be on a reality show. I had no idea any of this was going to happen in my life. I had no idea I was going to meet my husband. I just kind of saw it as an opportunity to do something that looked fun and interesting. And I was just like, I'm going to just let this take this wherever it takes me. You know, not thinking it's something that would be long-term or that I would even last. Even Dusty Rhodes, bless his heart, he's passed away now, but was a great mentor to me and really helped me with my speaking. I was a terrible speaker, something I still struggle with now in my career, but I'm a lot better. But even talking to him, he was like, yeah, baby, I didn't think you would last 1 week here, baby. but you surprised me, you changed, and that's something that's always just stuck with me and really made me feel good. I was like, yeah, man.
Yeah, you got to give credit to Dusty Rhodes, because without him, we wouldn't be able to see good characters in the ring.
100%.
It's beyond amazing what he was able to do for you. So I want to talk about, we had the Mae Young Classic. We had a lot of stuff going on in the women's division, and you faced a lot of women on SmackDown and on Raw. Some maybe NXT, as we've seen. Is there somebody outside of WWE you want to be able to face one day that was in the Mae Classic, or somebody you think you could go one-on-one with?
That are wrestlers or like non-wrestlers or like
women's wrestlers?
I like the non-wrestlers.
I know. Non-wrestlers. Who's asking you want to be?
Exactly. Anybody.
That's a hard one.
The Queen of England.
Okay, I would just have to say Beyonce because she's my idol. I'm obsessed with her.
Wait, you want to
and
wrestle?
she's
You
great
wrestle
at
Beyonce?
Yes, because here's the thing. Beyonce is great at everything.
She does. Thank you.
You can't be great at wrestling too. Like
That would be a great entrance too.
that would be awesome.
That'd be good.
That I feel like that'd be the one thing she's not good at, and I would be better than her at.
No,
So
body
her-
slamming Beyonce.
Could you imagine?
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
As far as other wrestlers, there's a lot of great female wrestlers out there. I'd probably bring back some of the women from the Attitude Era.
And that will be?
Lita, I think she's friggin' amazing. Melina,
Yes.
she's definitely someone who influenced me. Trish, of course.
Yes.
Like, I thought those women were killing it back then, and I feel like because of the time period, a lot of them didn't get the credit they deserve, but they were kicking ass way back then, and also opened a lot of doors for us. So
Yeah.
I would go back to that roster of women.
Well,
Molly Holly.
yes, Molly Holly.
Savage. She was doing
Yes.
that crazy athletic stuff way
Somebody
before
said,
we even knew about
you versus Jacqueline.
Oh, Jacqueline would destroy me. Jacqueline was a
Jazz.
powerhouse. She was a beast.
Yeah.
Jazz, yeah.
I would love to see you go one-on-one with Michelle McCool,
Ooh.
because you
that'd
guys are
be
both
good.
tall, and I think you guys are.
We worked a
athletic.
tag on NXT season 3 when I first came up, and she beat the living life out of me.
Oh, no.
And
that
I was
was-
so green. I was so new at the time, so that would be fun. But Michelle, she's an amazing wrestler as well.
Yeah.
So like some of the superstars are working on stuff outside of WWE. So you have, you know, the Bellas doing their
Bella
their
Ricci.
and their wine
Birdie
collection,
B.
all this other stuff. And it seems like you have to have multiple streams of income, you know, for the day that you leave WWE. Is there anything that you're wanting to work on, or that you're kind of working on as far as a different business project?
John and I eventually want to open some business. We've been talking about having our own bar and naming it the Squared Circle, but it'll be like a wrestling vibe thing, but something very relatable to us and for our fans. I would love to have my own hair company, my own hair line.
Nice.
Yes,
Girl,
you need that now.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
The
Yes.
When I tell you I know
see that
everything
one.
there is to know about hair, I have experienced every type of hair there is. I have had every hairstyle there is. I have regrown my hair out so many times. I know the good, the bad. I know so much about that, which is why I know once I get my hands into it, I will be so good with it because I'm so passionate about hair, especially as a Black woman. It's just a whole nother.
We need to talk later.
It's a whole nother. Y'all don't know the struggle.
Yeah,
like
it's a struggle.
it's.
But
But
you're
it's
like,
incredible. It's an amazing business, and
It
it's
is.
something that
It's
I'm very
very
interested
lucrative.
in. It's a
You
multi-billion
need
dollar
to do the
business.
extension line like now.
Yeah.
I
You're on
know.
the cutting edge of it because when you started doing the two-tone, like the
Yeah.
tips and stuff like that, that didn't start selling in the store. Because I remember I saw it, I was like, dang it, I need to like. That didn't start selling in the stores
Yeah.
until a couple months later.
And you know what? They have it now, but they don't have like the colors. The colors they have. It's not enough variety of
Yeah,
colors.
no,
and
there's
then
not
it's
like
not
6 of
good
them.
quality.
Or not good colors
Exactly.
for darker skin
Yeah.
tones.
Yeah, or even like
can
trying
we check that?
to find the blonde girl. We gotta talk about hair. For
Yeah.
this. We're trying to find the
Here, I've been on YouTube.
You need to patent the neon in. You need to
yeah,
patent that.
I was like, I dye my hair myself, and just hours I take of bleaching it and getting it light enough in the right color, and not stripping it and not damaging it to put the neon
That's
colors on it for it to
crazy.
show. It's a full-time
Yeah.
job. But I'm like, how convenient. People want these bright colors.
Yes.
People ravers, people
Right.
parties, dance. They want beautiful shades of neon colors, not that stank pack hair that you buy at the store. I'm like, somebody, we need this.
Yeah.
Like, there's a market for it. So
Oh my gosh,
I
yes.
I just need to get a team together. I need to get it going. I've been talking about it.
Please
Yeah,
do.
you need to do
I
it.
need
Please
to-
do.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, that is
I love that.
definitely.
Yeah, 'cause it's-
So one of my questions is, when it was coming down to it, what made you do Total Divas, like a reality show?
The WWE came to us with the opportunity, and they had a select few girls that they approached with the opportunity, and it's just something that I honestly, in the beginning, I was very scared to do because I am, at that time, was very private and very shy and very protective of me and John and our personal life. And you hear about the reality curse, and it's like, ooh, what if we get up on this show and then we don't work out? Or what if, we say things, we can't take it back? Because once it's out there, that's it. And then people's opinions, I was very nervous, but we talked it out and we decided, like, it was a good opportunity. It was another way to really connect with our fans and to show them, like, who we really are. I think until Total Divas, for a long time, they didn't get to see. They see us as characters. It was like, no, we're real human beings. Like, we're real people. Like, you guys will actually like us even more if you really knew who we were, you know? And so we looked at it from that approach, and we went with it. And I'm just thankful for WB for giving us the opportunity and the platform to do so. It's opened so many more doors for us. It's brought us to the mainstream.
Yeah.
And that I'm appreciative of. So many different fans, a lot more women, which super happy about that. And now you have a lot of women watching wrestling
because of
Because
it.
of
because of
Right.
that. So it brings in a whole completely different fan base. So
It did. Speaking of that,
definitely a lot of positive coming from it.
would you do a reality show with just you and John?
I would. I don't know about that because it is a lot. Even doing Total Divas, sometimes it gets very intense, and sometimes, when those fights do happen, or you coming off the road and you want to unwind, you can't. The camera's on you. There are times where it gets very hard, but that's what we sign up for. And in those moments, you can't shut it off. You can't choose and pick when you want to open up and when you don't. It's either all or nothing. And sometimes that's tough for John. And sometimes he wants to not expose everything, which we kind of go back and forth about. And then having stepkids, which is why we took them off. They were on with us, but we just thought it was such a distraction. We live in a small town, and they were starting to get noticed and recognized and stuff at school, and people know. And we were like, "Oh no, we don't like this." Maybe when they get a little older, but so it's a lot of things that go into consideration. I think if the good outweighs the bad, absolutely. But it also depends on where we are in our life and our career, and if it's worth it.
Yeah.
I've mentioned it on the show. I think you guys are the highlight of this show. Like, I really
don't see
enjoy
enough
you guys.
of you.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
I don't think we see enough of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think we say that every week.
Yeah.
We say that every week.
I was mad at last week's episode because you guys weren't on it, and I feel like you guys have grown. Just watching you on that show, I think it has allowed you guys to grow your wrestling
It
characters
has.
as well.
So much.
So I enjoy it.
I just think it's just good to see a positive relationship, especially in the community where you see everything else as like, you know, you see women twerking and doing all this stuff, and you're seeing a healthy relationship. He's not doing crazy stuff. You
Yeah.
guys are together. I mentioned you guys do corny stuff, and I love it. Like the pictures that you have together. Like you don't see that. It's nice to see that as
Thank
an
you.
example. So you know,
it
really
is.
appreciate
It definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You are known, you did a heel and a face. And now we have majority of the women baby faces. Would you consider becoming a heel again?
Absolutely. I think the career we're in wrestling, it's all about evolving and changing. I think right now I'm in a great position, but I know just like before when I was a heel, it was time for a change, and it was time for me to evolve, and it was a time for me to step up and do something different. And I have been pitching the glow in this idea for like close to 2 years before I just stayed on him, and I was so consistent because I knew it would work. I believed in it so much. I don't just, it is a gimmick, but it's also, I believe in the glow and positivity and living a healthy life and keeping positive energy around me. So I stayed on him about that, and finally after 2 years I got to do it. However, you know, things get stale and you have to change and stuff happens. So I definitely think at some point in my career before I leave, I would probably end up turning bad again, or possibly teaming up with my husband, or being in a tag team if we have it, or like you never know. So, but it's definitely not out of the question. I would love to hold the title as a heel because I haven't done it before. My 2 title reigns were as a baby face and with the glow. So just to challenge myself and show growth and levels, I would totally be open to doing that.
Even if you turn heel, you got to keep the lights though. Like, don't take off.
That's my
Right.
question.
The glow is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or that-
Or when you turn glow, you could be like, the glow is over.
Oh my
The
turn
evil
off the
glow?
lights.
I don't know. Lights just make people happy. I
They
just don't
do.
know if you can really be nasty or mean with the glow.
You could turn them on and then turn them off.
Oh my, let's really Dolph Ziggler now. No. So for your entrance, is there a time? Is there ever a time? Because you know, like when you dance or you do something, you go a little too hard, and you're like, oh dang it, like I have to take a moment. Has there ever been a time when you're in the entrance where you're just like, I came out a little too hard?
Girl, yes. Like every week. Especially when I first started. At first I was just doing the entrance, and I was doing promos, or like I haven't had matches because they were just getting the entrance over and getting people comfortable with it. And then one day I came into the entrance and then right into a match. So I went so hard dancing on the entrance and like being excited and hearing the fans. Like sometimes I forget to breathe and I'm blowed up and I'm like running and I'm sliding on my knees and I'm doing all this extra stuff. And then I get in the ring and it didn't go to commercial break. Usually, so a lot of times it'll go to commercial break and I'm like, woo, okay, I got about 3 minutes to recharge and get my breath back. We went straight into the match. It was a 2-segment match, and I was like dying. I was like, okay, I can't do that anymore. I got to figure out where to pace myself, where to dance, when to breathe in this entrance. It's a whole,
you
it's
go
a whole
hard.
strategy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you know, I was telling them the first time, so I was like, I went back, I DVR'd that, I went back. So how did it feel when you decided to go ahead and do the belt without their approval? Like, what was going, I mean, we saw what was going through John's mind, but what was going through your mind? Like, how was you feeling? What were you
I'm not even
thinking?
gonna lie, I was shook. I was like, okay, I might have did the most this time. Like this might be it. You know, a
needed
little
help.
too ambitious. But I'm glad I did it. And I knew WWE. Okay, what happened? What happened? See, what happened was
You're gonna get her in trouble.
they gave me. I asked about adding the glow to it, and they said yes. But what was happening is, this is a huge production. It's a huge show. So we couldn't get it to work right. We tried paints. They did try. We tried like a lot of different things, but it just, for some reason, it wouldn't translate on camera. It wouldn't glow bright enough with the paint. And we tried different coats. We tried a neon belts. Like, we tried all this stuff. And finally, with it, everyone being so busy, it was a huge production. Like, it kind of just got put on the back burner for months. And I'm like, okay, y'all might have forgot. But I didn't forget. I'm going to make this dang on title glow before I lose it, because I'm like, I could drop the title tomorrow. I could lose, and then this, who knows if I ever get it back. I don't know. Like, I have to do this now. So that's when I got sneaky, and I just went and did it.
Yeah.
Knowing that, okay, worst case, if they don't like it, I can get it undone. So I tried it out on a live event, not thinking it would blow up on social media the way it did. Before I went to TV and actually showed them, I wanted to see like what it would feel like coming out with it, what it would look like under the lights and all this stuff before I actually get into the TV. And I wanted to wear it and feel it and make sure none of the lights or anything electrical went out. I went through all this stuff. You guys have no idea. Finding the people to put the lights on it, making sure I got it back safe, making sure like nothing happened to it. I was just so stressed out. You guys don't understand, but I got there, and finally, you know, I was so ambitious and so focused on getting this done. Like, not one time did it cross my mind, like, hey, you probably shouldn't do this. It never crossed my mind because I was so focused on getting it to glow. Not thinking like, girl, you could lose your job. You might get it to glow, but you might not have a job to actually wear it out to.
John did remind you.
He did, and then that's when I went to thinking. I was like, oh, shoot.
By that point, it was too late.
Yeah.
By that point,
done.
I was like, I'm in too deep now. Whatever gonna happen, I was like, okay. Going to Mark Carano's office, like, oh, please, just.
As we know, you are a risk taker, but what is the best advice somebody has given you within Kelly, who was your rookie, to Dusty Rhodes, to anybody, to Vince McMahon, Stephanie McMahon?
I've heard that from a lot of the old schoolers, and Norman Smiley was still in NXT training new talent. He's amazing, my favorite trainer. He always said, and I never understood until I got on the road, he said, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And I was like, what? Okay, yeah, whatever. No, I need to do this now. I need to get here now. I need to, but now I get it with this company. In this career, there's so many ups and downs. You go through injuries, you go through great times in your career, you go through low times, you go through times where you're constantly booking, you go through times where you may be on the bench or you may be out for a while. And I think just thinking of longevity and long term and really want to stick around, you make better decisions, and you learn not to stress, because you look forward to the tomorrow, and there's tomorrow. A lot of people didn't think I would be champion, but I just believed that I would, and I kept working hard, and I believe that the cream always rises to the top. And I've seen so many girls since I started not be here, or they get let go, or they give up, or they get fired, and I was like, that's what he meant.
Yeah.
That's what he meant.
Yeah, and you worked so hard, and it all paid off.
Yeah.
It really did. It really did.
Black girl magic.
Black girl magic. Black girl magic. Last season, you said that you were from Orlando and you went back to Pulse and did the whole thing. Are you still involved in that in some way, or?
I do stay in contact with some of the friends that were actually there that night. And what's the campaign that I work with there? I do stay in contact with them, but I really haven't been home much since then. But I do plan, when I do go back home, to get in contact and see them. And I know as well that they do plan on continuing the legacy of the club.
Okay.
So that makes me happy.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, that's good to
But
know.
That was like unreal.
Yeah.
Like, you hear about tragic stuff happening all the time, but for it to happen
In your backyard.
it's like, and then to go home and like to see just the city and the pictures and the platform, like I've seen these faces before. And I have an uncle that is like my best friend that I'm extremely close with. We used to go there, party, hang out all the time.
He was the one who was in the episode with you.
Yeah, Uncle Buck. So that was it was just crazy. Like, So we don't. It was sad because it was like, man, that was one of our favorite hangouts. We don't have that to go to anymore.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So how was it transitioning from a dancer doing basketball to becoming a wrestler? What is the same aspects into it, and what is the difference? Because it's both athletic.
It is, which is why I think I picked up on it as fast as I did, but I also feel like it was also what made it a little hard for me coming in as a dancer, and I was so like soft and elegant, and it was really hard to break that. Like they're like, this isn't dance, this is wrestling. Like don't fix your arms. Don't. It was so much the way my body moved and like the stuff I did. It was too pretty, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it was hard to break that habit. But as far as like I think having the discipline and the work ethic, learning all that from dance, I just transitioned smoothly from that aspect. It was nothing for me to get up and go to practice all day and stay late for practice, and just for 2.5 years just be in that ring and watching film and watching wrestling and studying the craft and learning the history. That is just something that I was already accustomed to with dance, so that part was easy.
Yeah.
I know this is random. I'm taking it back to Orlando. Have you ever been to Disney World? Well, okay. I went to Disney. Okay.
Sir!
Hold on. I'm about to ask a question. I barely went to Disneyland for the first time in my life, like 2 weeks ago. So I just want to know if Disney World is worth it.
It
Yes. What kind of
Russian Disneyland! Are you insane?
You're gonna waste your time on that?
Okay, I've never been.
Disney World is amazing. It's
Amazing.
Dreamland. You
It
have
is.
to. You have to go.
Oh my
It
goodness.
is. It's way better.
Disney, Universal, it need to be on your bucket list.
So quick question, couple episodes because we're past the Disney. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's do that.
It was a magical time. I'm sorry.
Past that.
So a couple episodes ago, you were babysitting for Bree, you and Daddy.
Yes. Oh, Bernie.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. So when are you deciding to have some of your own?
We're going
Oh.
there.
Thank goodness John isn't here. He's probably jumping on me right now. That's the trick question, because
It's timing.
I started at 21, and I talked to you about this earlier. I was like, well, by the time I'm 30, I'll be retired and having kids, you know. I want a big family, and I also want to have them young enough to where I can run
Oh
around
my
and
God.
enjoy them and, you know, not be too broke down from
Are you
wrestling and
hearing
my
what she's
back
saying?
hurting.
Are you hearing what she's saying?
That's the best time to be a parent. Like, that's what I was
Yeah,
talking
but
about.
No.
But she has her career now.
That's why. So when she's
the
done, then
career-
that's when you hang out with your kids.
Yeah, but then
No,
you
but
can't
I
enjoy
don't
them.
want to be 50, running around with no newborn.
See
That
what she-
ain't for me.
Hear what
Okay,
she's saying?
okay.
Hear what she's
But
saying?
I just I want to be able to like work out with my kids
Yeah.
and like
And he
go
doesn't
to
want
soccer,
one.
like
No,
he wants
okay.
a lot.
a lot. So I mean,
that's-
they gotta be like,
Yeah, he
it
don't
gotta
want
be
one.
No,
like,
you want them all
boom,
out,
boom.
all at once.
All at once?
All
What
at
is
once.
wrong with you?
No.
no.
Okay.
But he's,
Okay, when you turn
No.
like 50 or 60, you're gonna
Wow.
be kind of, chilling
Wow.
at home. You're bored.
Wow.
And you're like, that's the perfect time to have a baby
Okay,
come in.
That
and
is
you're-
terrible.
Okay.
First off,
First of all,
you've been dancing for how long? Since how she's been dancing, so she's been athletic since she's 8.
Yeah.
So that means probably she's gonna be athletic for the rest of her life in some way, shape, or form. So for her to have a kid when she's 60, like what? Why?
even if it's
Not
not
sexy.
at 50, like that's
Not
only
sexy.
10 years, and then
Yeah.
I'm gonna be 60 with a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Well, hold on,
What am I
y'all.
doing with
Yeah.
that?
You
We
know
gotta
how much
slow down
wisdom you're
'cause
gonna be able to
Janet
give?
Jackson.
Janet had one kid though.
At 50
Janet had one
though.
kid at 50.
Yeah.
Oh, Janet.
Janet.
Yeah, but Janet.
But she
is
only
a-
wants one.
And she's still
She's-
up there popping
Yeah.
and locking
Janet
it on.
isn't human.
Yeah.
But you have the sauce.
You have the, yeah, you have the
I
ability.
do, but girl, that sauce is gonna get old. That sauce expired by then.
Wow.
Keep that sauce in the refrigerator.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. You can't be serious.
Oh
can't.
my
No,
god.
it gotta. I want to be. I
So
already.
before 40? Before 40?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I've always, like, my life just took a completely different turn. I always thought I would have kids, like, in my early 20s. My mom had me at 22, or my brother at 22, and then me 5 years later. But all my family, my cousins, my friends, everyone has kids like now, and it's amazing. One of my best friends has 6. Me and her the same age, but now she's like done. Her kids like
out of the way.
It's so perfect because she's gonna be still young while her kids are older. She
Out
can
of the
experience
house.
it, and
She can still move,
No.
get out of the bed.
I'm trying to take advice from you because I just turned dirty 30 on November the 6th.
Dirty 30.
Dirty 30. Hey, so I'm taking it from her. But I haven't
Look,
got married yet, so
when you guys
I got
turn-
a long way to
Wait,
go.
do you have a boo though?
No.
Girl, give us this tea.
no.
Live.
Let's start there first.
The tea.
I got some single wrestler friends.
Yes. Let's all talk about that. Let's all.
I like big men.
Yes. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you.
Well, all of that, all big.
I'm gonna hit you in the DM. I'm waiting for that one.
I got you, sis.
All the guys I like are taken, so.
I promise you guys, when you guys turn 50 or 60,
Are you
you're
still
gonna,
on this?
you're gonna, Look, you're gonna remember. Oh man,
sorry.
that dude was right. Like, I want a baby right now.
See, you,
I don't
I'm gonna be over it by then.
here's
If I
my-
ain't had some by then, I'm gonna be like, it's not.
Here's
It's
his
like
problem.
dust. You just gonna be like, he's acting like.
I'm 24 years old and I think this guy's crazy.
Yeah.
I ain't even thinking about babies, but that's just absurd, Roger. What are you thinking?
Here's Roger's problem. I've held it in long enough.
Oh no!
It's about to go down.
Roger's married. And
I am
think
married.
What he's trying to do is he's trying to convince himself by convincing everybody else. Because it sounds like his wife kind of wants kids, but he's trying to hold it off. So as he convince everybody else around him, then like he's okay with it.
That's not what's happening.
Yeah,
I promise.
Yeah,
You know what it is?
You're very like 50. Why?
Ooh.
Why would you
You know
want
what
to do
it is?
that?
In my opinion,
There are people who die at 50.
There are people that die at 10. Like what?
No.
That's-
No.
You know, if you make that argument.
No.
That is not no argument.
That's not a solid
It's a
argument.
very solid
Oh
argument.
my goodness.
No.
Okay, here's the thing. In my opinion, I feel like, I think people should be very career driven. They should focus on their career and try to grow as much as possible. I think when you're starting to have kids, it pushes you a bit. Even if it's something that you love, even if it's something that you do, it's still another obstacle now in your life.
Just call kids an obstacle.
No. Okay, it's a different
She
challenge.
would know though. She has kids.
No, yeah, it's a different challenge. So I feel like I want to delay that as possible until I feel secure enough to.
He said I. Did you hear that? Did you catch that?
I
He said
feel like
I.
I want to feel secure enough to.
You're scared.
Yeah.
Basically what it comes down to.
Oh,
Why are you scared?
yes.
Why are you putting your fears on her?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Let's move on to the
See,
next
I
question.
don't
because that's
see a
over.
family as an obstacle. I see it as probably going to be the biggest and best accomplishment in my life. It's going to make my husband happy. We're going to have beautiful children to raise. We already got 2 stepkids. We're trying to add to the team. And then, this is the part you're missing. You'll have hella helpers to help you clean up the house.
Exactly. Somebody go get the remote. Hey, can you get the remote? See?
You have people to wash your car, do your laundry,
Yeah.
do your hair. I'm going to teach all my girls.
Yes.
Shoot, cook. You have your own personal housekeepers.
But you got to feed them.
Yeah, that's small. You gotta feed yourself, so just give them half your meal.
You and your wife, so.
Yeah,
But
I
you
don't
know
know.
what? You know
We
what?
need to bring your wife in because I'm concerned.
I promise, this is a team effort between both of us. It is.
Of course it is.
But I feel like, you know what? One of my girlfriends told me, she was like, if you wait till you're ready, you're never gonna be ready.
Yep.
You just.
You just gotta do it. It's one of those things you gotta do.
Like, I'm scared. You don't think I'm scared? You don't think I am terrified to have a human being come from my body,
yes.
destroy it and tear it apart?
Oh my
But
gosh.
like, gosh, it's just like the beauty of it is so much better. Like, it's worth all the hell and the stress.
And see, at the end of the day, it's not coming out of my body.
So why you tripping?
So you're right.
Yeah.
Oh,
My bad.
you ain't got nothing to worry about.
I know.
Wow.
Oh no.
If it's something that you guys love and enjoy, then by all means.
He's like, but as me and my wife, we're not having until we're 50.
Wifey gonna set you up. She'll be like, okay.
Yeah, I took
Next
the
thing
pill.
you know,
And that's what happened.
surprise.
Don't get her idea. This is terrible.
Got the
You got the okey doke real quick.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'll give you one at 50.
Hey, but you know what? Not everybody wants kids, so.
Oh my goodness.
I know I don't want kids. I can't.
Well.
Unfortunately.
Nothing wrong with that.
I
It's not for everyone.
Well, I can't have kids because I have a heart condition.
Right.
So, yeah. But on this question, you've grown so much throughout these years. What legacy do you want to leave in the WWE once you retire?
Yeah, that's a really good question. That I just want people to know that I was unique and not afraid to be different in myself.
Yeah. That's a good thing to have.
That's it.
Yeah. Any last questions?
Yeah, those single wrestlers, just
Oh yes!
Don't worry. Don't worry.
not a question, just to ask. By the way.
No, but honestly, I grew up watching wrestling, and I followed your career since you started, and I love you. I think you're amazing. I think you've grown so much, and I actually enjoy watching you every week, and I think you're doing great.
Yeah.
Appreciate
I
it.
enjoy watching.
The Black Girl Magic.
Yeah. Oh my God.
When you won that belt, though, I was just like, yes.
Do you know how good that feels?
Yes.
Like for us to be represented in every arena and to be at the top, Beyonce, the top, like
Thank you.
at the top, like
Thank you.
it's so amazing to see that. It makes you be like, damn, I need to get on my stuff.
Well, because that's the great thing about Total Divas. We got to see you grind.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where we see you like, on SmackDown. It's like, okay, we see one facet, but we see the process of Glow. We see all that. So it's just like when you won it, I don't know if you felt like it's like we all won it.
I felt it that night in the arena that you deserve a chance, and like you go through so much and you're like, man, these people aren't getting me, like I'm not connecting, and then for all of that to like happen that night, I was like, man, I did it. They do get me. They do understand. It was all worth it just for that moment. All the years of hard work was so worth it, and I think anyone who could relate to my story, anyone who's ever struggled or worked hard for anything, I don't care if it's office job, if it's college, if it's you raising your family, like everyone has been through struggles, and I think everyone could knew my struggle, and was just happy for me, whether you like me or not. You couldn't deny that moment and take that from me. And that was just something so special.
Can I get an amen? That was
Right.
good.
Yes.
I just want to say thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate your time. I also, as behalf of wrestling fans around the world, thank you so much for risking your body.
I'm having a crying moment right now.
I just want to say thank you so much for entertaining people, especially people like me who aren't able to become a wrestler. Thank you for everything that you've done in the ring, outside the ring. Thank you for risking your body, and I appreciate you and everybody that's in WWE, because you guys are just not. You guys are real life superheroes, and when we think of superheroes, we think of Superman, Batman, but in my opinion, I think of you guys as real life superheroes.
That's
so
awesome.
Thank you so much.
We're nothing without you guys. I wouldn't have a career. I wouldn't have a job. I wouldn't have any of this without people like you. So
thank you.
the feeling is mutual. Thank you.
Thank
Anthony,
you.
bring that Kleenex box when we wrap.
Sorry, guys.
But to hit that ugly cry. That ugly one.
You held it in. Don't worry.
If you said one more sentence, I think we all would have been crying. Like,
You stopped right on time. You're fine. You're
Go
fine.
Kardashian cry.
We're not gonna do this. We're almost out. We're almost out.
Thank you, everybody in the live chat. I'm so glad we have you all here in the live chat. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on social media at Anissa Barr. I am the social media correspondent for XPAC12360. If you want to listen to the show, we had Austin Aries as our special guest. Amazing interview. So if you want to do that, check that out. And TK, where can they find you?
You can find me on everything at TK Trinidad. You can also see me on TMZ. You can see me on Baller Alert, uprocks.com. And also, I'm going to be running the LA Marathon to raise water pumps in Africa. So you can go on my page to donate.
Nice. All that stuff. I don't do all that, but I'm Monique Loveless, so you can catch me on at Upfront with Mo. And I'm not going to be single soon.
Oh.
Preach.
That's it.
And I'm Roger. You can find me on Twitter, Roger_Corral, and on Instagram, Beef Supreme.
And Trinity, where can they find you?
Naomi WWE on Twitter, Trinity_Fatu on Instagram, Tuesday nights on SmackDown Live on USA, and Wednesdays, 9/8 Central on Total Divas.
Yes, and you guys better watch, because if you're not, she's going to snatch her wee balls. Let's ball. See you guys next time. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.